Hello friends, in this video I'm going to show you how to draw and paint these rainbow eucalyptus leaves using a wet and wet technique. So let's get started. I'm using Arch's cold press watercolor block, but any 100% cotton paper will do for this project. You can see with the block there's a little space here where you can peel it away from the block when you're finished. So I'm just going to start using my pencil, and I'm lightly going to just draw in a general swooping shape from the top to bottom, or bottom to top rather, and get a general idea of the places that I want to place the leaves for this project. So I'm starting with the main stem, drawing some little stems off of that. Then to draw the leaves, I'm going to do a series of circles, ovals, and very thin ovals to show that the eucalyptus leaves are just kind of shaped and oriented in various directions. Go lightly with your pencil because you will be making some erases, especially if you go over these initial branch lines here. So you just want to make it look like you have some that are face on, some that are kind of tilted to their side. Some will be touching each other and others will just be off on their own. And just fill in until you have as many leaves and you have the design that you're happy with. Now I'm going in and I'm erasing all of the lines that are going through the leaves and erasing most of where they're touching each other. Now it's time to paint. I'm going to pre-wet just a few leaves at a time. The nice thing about this Arch's paper and other good quality papers is that the paper will stay wet for a decent amount of time to allow you to get these nice wet and wet techniques. So I'm just going to water a few at a time and then I'm going to start adding my paint. This is also a fun and easy project when you just want to test some new color combinations and see how they look together. So I'm just trying to get them all uniformly wet right now, and then giving it a minute for the water to start soaking into the paper just a little bit. I don't want to add the paint when it's really wet puddles on the paper. So I got my first grouping wet. I'm going to start with my first color. And I'm just going to drop it in here and there on a couple different leaves. My brush is a silver black velvet size 8, and it has a great tip for being able to get these nice hard edges on the outsides of these leaves. I'm going to rinse my brush and start with a new color. Got my Antwerp blue. Adding a little more green on the top there, and then just letting them blend into each other on their own. Now my yellow ochre. And a touch of green on that. Back to the blue. These leaves are still nice and wet, so I get these nice lovely blends and I don't have to worry about hard edges. Now a little of that bright carbazole violet. And I want to make sure not to mix too many colors on each leaf, sticking to mostly just two on most of them, with maybe a drop of another color, but too many and it would get just a little too busy. With this clump of leaves here, since they're all touching, I'm just letting it all blend into one big shape. I go back onto some of these leaves. If it looks like it's drying a little too lightly, I'll add a touch more color. Here I'm lifting a little pigment away because it got too thick and too dark. And now while these leaves are still wet, I'm going to connect the stems. And just let those flow right into the leaves. For a little extra interest and texture, I'm dropping in some water to create some intentional blooms and cauliflowers. And now I'm going to start wetting my next section of leaves. I'm going to turn my paper around since it's a little easier on my wrist to go from left to right than from top to bottom on this, and also to give you a better view of a close-up of me painting these leaves. I'm going to add a little of the alizarin crimson here. It's a strong color and I just want to use it for a little bit of a variation, but I don't want it to dominate the painting. I'm going to speed this process up a little bit, adding some violet to that red. Whatever colors you pick, you just want to make sure that you're not going to pick two that will create a muddy neutral color. So I'm not going to add purple with yellow, for example. Then when those are done, I connect the stems again. You'll find that once you have your drawing in place, it just becomes really relaxing to simply fill in these shapes with random mixes of color. I would love to see your rainbow eucalyptus paintings. Just tag me on Instagram. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and give it a thumbs up. It helps small channels like mine be able to reach more aspiring artists. You can click on one of these videos to learn more about watercolor painting. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.